blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can skip that. So you want to start a blog, but you're not really sure that it's actually going to make money, right? Well, I definitely think that it can, and it doesn't take years to cut your first check if you have the right strategies in place. I'm Allison Lindstrom, the unofficial nerd for Driven Girl Bosses, and today I'm going to be talking about all of the main factors that really went into me earning my first $200 blogging, coming up right now. So if you're new here, you should probably know that I am a full-time blogger. That's how I make my money. I started my blog called frugalontheprairie.com. Now it's called AllisonLindstrom.com, but I started it back in March of 2015. And in June of 2015, I earned $236.57. Well, it's rather small when you think of depending on that kind of income, but I was very blessed and I worked really, really hard, and I was able to turn that $236 into a full-time income by the time March of 2016 rolled around. So yes, you can totally make a full-time income from blogging. No, it's not easy, and it's not an overnight success. It doesn't happen quickly unless you're extremely lucky or you've got some really impressive connections. Now, really quick, for transparency's sake, I do want to say that I earned that $236 in June of 2015 through sponsorships and ad revenue. Now, ad companies and sponsorship companies, I mean, depending on who you're connecting with, who you're working with, they pay out on different cycles. So sometimes they pay out in 30 days, 45 days, 60 days. I mean, it really just depends. So I just wanted to clarify that and be very transparent and say that I earned that $236 in June of 2015. I didn't deposit that money in my account in June of 2015. So before I get into my details here, I just want to say have a backup plan if you have financial obligations. This definitely didn't happen overnight for me, and before I worked on just my blog and selling courses and things like that, I worked as a virtual assistant and a freelancer. That's how I made my income before I was able to finally get my blog up to a point to where I could, shift directions and kind of change careers, or just shift my career, if you will. So definitely have a backup plan. Okay, let's get into the details. Now, there were a lot of factors that went into that first check, but here are the main ones that I think really made a difference. Key factor number one, I prepared my mindset for business. Do not, under any circumstances, let anyone make you feel guilty for having money on the mind and wanting to make a profit from your blog. If that's not the path for them, or if that's, doesn't feel right for them, just whatever. They're playing a different ballgame than you're playing. Make sure that you have the mindset of a businesswoman. So A, you would like to make a profit, and B, you really want to provide some sort of value in some way. So you're still contributing to the world and, maybe inspiring people or enriching their day in some way, but you also want to make sure that the time that you invest is profitable, and there is nothing wrong with that. Key factor number two, I determined my main niche, and then I listened to my audience. And when I started blogging, I think I wrote about 5 or 6 different categories. It was a little crazy, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, but I was still kind of like figuring myself out. But I listened to my audience. So I got questions about personal finance, but brother, did I get some questions about blogging and online business. So I was really fortunate in that case. I was talking about a subject that I just could talk about all day. And on top of that, that was the obvious category that my readers really loved more than anything else. Key factor number 3, I actually started the darn blog. So really quick, if you're interested, I actually have a step-by-step video tutorial on how to set up your blog and your hosting, just to get you started, because sometimes the technical stuff is a little overwhelming, and I'll leave a link for it somewhere around here so you can click on that and go take a peek if you want to. But in the meantime, I will let you know that fear of failure, that is the number one reason I receive when I ask any of my readers why they haven't started a blog yet. I just want to take a moment and give you a high five, okay? Let's talk about how brave you're being for putting yourself out there on a blog. Yes, you will probably run into a few meanies online. I know that I certainly have, but if we're getting real here, you're probably going to run into them in real life as well, because sometimes this beautiful world can be just a little messy. So embrace that fear and just start your blog. blog. Unleash that incredible girl boss that you are, because you could really make a difference. Key factor number 4, I connected with other bloggers. I always like to say that bloggers support bloggers. We can really help each other out with a learning curve when we get started with blogging. We inspire each other, and I know that being close friends with some of my really, really awesome bloggers out there have just really like pushed me to be the best businesswoman I could possibly be. When you get a group of really intelligent, just like driven women who want to make a difference in the world, and they just kind of support each other, incredible things happen. Okay, key factor number 5, and this isn't a hard rule, but I feel like it was a little beneficial for me. I did have a good collection of posts before I really started promoting hardcore. I told people about my blog when I was like kind of starting out, but I really started pushing it and promoting it on all the social media platforms once I had, I would say, like maybe 20 or 30 posts written. The idea behind this is that when people land on your blog, if your content's great and you only have 3 posts, that's okay. But the idea is that if you have 20 or 30 and people land on your blog and you're putting in a lot of time to promote on social media, they're more likely to stick around because you have 20 to 30 very good blog posts. Key factor number 6, I changed strategies when what was working for the crowd wasn't working for me. I very much walked to the beat of my own drum and I try to be very conscientious to find inspiration from other bloggers, but if it's just not working for me, I just give myself permission to say, hey girl, change strategies and try something else, even if like everyone and their brother is over there doing, whatever that is. If a certain strategy is just not working for you, change it. Even if that's what everyone else is doing and they claim it's going to work, if you've really tried it and you're just not seeing results, you are your own rock star. So find something else that fits you. Okay guys, that wraps it up for this video. And if you walk away with one thought, I really want it to be, I can totally do this, because you can. Be sure to hit the like button if you are excited to start your blogging journey, or if you already have started your blogging journey. I would love to hear about how it's going. Leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to catch new videos in the future. And as always, I'm Allison Lindstrom, and I will see you next time. Bye.